not muted. We're live. Midwest F1 League. Okay. Got the stretch in. About to get into it here. China and Monza are on the list. It is National Gin and Tonic Day. So, you know, I've been drinking. I'm going to be drinking some more. I've even set up myself a little mini bar beside my chair, so I will not be distracted, or at least I won't have to leave the room. I'm going to be distracted. You know. Let's send this in. Now, when I make myself a gin and tonic, actually, I'll wait for the guys to get in here. We're in China. Looks like we've got a little bit of an overcasty evening here. Speaking of overcasty and rainy, whoa, Money Matt gets in. Okay, so I don't know if Money Matt's gonna raise. It's too late, I believe. But okay, well, just waiting for the lobby to set up here. But yeah, okay, we are live. Let me get this creator dashboard up here. Unless maybe I'm the one lagging, because no one's gonna want that. Tiger Cop Studio shot us a follow. Big B. No, it is not him. The one and the only, ladies and gentlemen, OG Northerner has joined the Twitch channel for the first time in a long time. Potentially considering retirement from Midwest F1 League due to the fact that he's ass. But we're about to get in here. Subtle but Hole and Hash got 1 and 2. Looks like Monkey doesn't get a good start. He's still holding on. A nice flamboyant rainbow car. But he's going to try and go around the outside. But it looks like Subtle but Hole's doing a very good job of holding on to first place. Sui. That's fun to say. But I think it might be Suli. I've returned, and that's not true. Is that an I or an L? That's 2 L's. So it's Excel. Alright, we got the best pawns dropping out of the order, positions changing all over the place. We'll take a quick peek at what's going on. It says that Jacko's moved up 9 positions from the start, which is somewhat unbelievable here. But a little bit of messiness going on here as bada bing, bada boom, first lap safety car. Bennett boss coming off of an injury. Yo, Bennett, are you... Pringle says that he can host the F1 races on Sunday if you're down. As well as much appreciated. Thanks for the 5 months of Tier 1 subscription. Thank you for supporting the channel. All of the money does go right back into the league to trophies towards the drivers, so don't think that is going into my pocket. It kinda is, because it's not. I do this for enjoyment and because I can get away with a lot of shit while I do it, i.e. I'm getting drunk on the job. Drunk, you say? Drunk, I say. Gonna watch it with my dad this weekend, bro. Okay. I've already pre-bought the Champagne, though, Mr. Bennett. The Champagne has been purchased. Not sure what happened there. drunk I am. Jar Jar Brinks you are. So now, now it's only showing one viewer. Okay, there we go. Now it's getting there. So, OG Northern, haven't seen my old man though in 2 weeks. Fair. So, you literally haven't seen me in months. Like, 2 weeks? It's just your dad. Like, you've seen him every day for 18, 19, 20 years. Jesus. Disappointing. Disappointing. I guess I'm seeing you Monday. Fine. Whatever. I'm over it. I'm over it. Don't even worry. You don't even have to type that message you were sending in. Oh, you did send it in. I'll see you Tuesday. I thought you were coming back Monday. F1 2021 rumored to be released in July 16th, so we'll see if that is actually going to come out the day that it's rumored. We'll see, though. It'd be nice. We've got Season 3 just around the corner. This is, of course, the second last week ever of the Friday Night Madness. So we'll be going back to 2 nights a week, with that being Wednesday and Thursday. So that being is because we're focusing more on our Thursday league, where we have 4 divisions now. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, honestly, if you were to tell me when I first got into this little shindig back on the day after my birthday, which was be July 30th, that we would end up having 4 divisions as well as an F2 series on Wednesday, and we're going to turn Friday into a community night, I would just say, yeah, okay, sure. Now, you're also telling me that we were only able to get 143 followers by this time. I would have been a little bit disappointed, but say, hey, you know what? 143 followers. Got to go. Kat says hi. We going out. Hello, Katarine. With 20 drivers makes a full grid here for the multiplayer series. We can't go 21 like we can go on Formula 2 because it only allows us to go 21 or 20. 21 for Formula 2. We can actually do 22, but then there'd be no spectators, so then there'd be no stream. So we have to go 21 so that I could get in there and watch the race. Now, honestly, Oh, Money Matt did get in there. So where's Monkey Mafia? He's in 6th. 6th did it. I want Monkey to come in the booth here tonight, because I've got some questions to ask him. Honestly, but hello everyone that's joining us on the stream. Very much appreciated for everyone that does. If you have any questions, be sure to launch them in chat. I'm very active into the chat bar. We are 3 laps into this 14 lap, 25% Chinese Grand Prix here in Shanghai. Now, of course, we're online. We're not actually in Shanghai. It'd be lovely if we were, but unfortunately we're not. So we are doing what we have to do to get here done. Now, believe me, you and me. Believe you and me that if we could find it in the budget to get all 20 of drivers out to Shanghai for the Friday night, we'd do it. 100% we'd do it. But of course, we need the support of you, starting with the Twitch channel, to help us boost to that moment there. Safety car is coming in this lap. Subtle but Hole still leading after the restart. We'll have to see what Hash can do. Hash is a very good driver. Janet Twinnet is down in 4th. We'll have to see what Soul can do. As we have a couple of new names here, and I like seeing new names, as it's kind of a mystery, but I've been doing this for so many times that I know pretty much all the tendencies of all the drivers here. Like, I knew Valentine was going to go off right there, and I knew Impossible Bacon was going to come in the pit. I know that Mystic Joker is going to be really close onto ZGS coming into turn 1 here as he's looking at the outside line. ZGS pushes him wide. Mystic on the hards. Ooh, does a little switchback as ZGS goes a little bit deep and gets the move done. Even being on those hard tire compounds, a little mistake from ZGS is all Mystic Joker needs. Hash getting real close onto Subtle but Hole, so we'll have to see what he can do here, and gets the overtake into turn 6, but it's actually Sewell as well trying to battle in, but he kind of gets nudged out with Subtle but Hole taking the position back, and now Sewell, ex-Sewell, trying to come back and mount some sort of attack on Hash, but Hash is able to block the way, and that seems to be the way it's going to sit for a little bit here as they're all kind of sorting into a conga line going down the order. Now I'm not going to try and say anything Ex-Sewell goes a little bit deep there, comes back on track, and that's just all Jinnit to win it needs to get the position done as he goes up into 3rd place, as well as Cake Thomas gets the pass into 4th. As I must apologize to Cake Thomas, as I feel like I extremely confused him. As the joke was in the Discord this evening that if we got 21 drivers, like I said, only being 20 allowed into the lobby, that we'd have to kill one of them. I don't think that he saw me say that, and when I was telling him to shut up because we're trying to get 21 in here so we can sacrifice one of the Formula 1 gods, I don't think he saw my initial message here, but Jinnit to win it was able to get the position back on Cake Thomas, as well as going purple, but I'm not exactly sure it was the fastest lap. It's actually Cake Thomas sending it around the inside here into turn 1, and Cake ends up conceding the position. He goes very deep and then gives him a very poor racing line through turn 2. But Sewell, excellent, is able to mount some sort of comeback here. Hash and Subtle but Hole are somewhat breaking away from Jinnit to win it, but I'm sure Jinnit will be able to close that gap. Monkey and Sewell are actually going into a little battle though. It looks like Monkey sent it down into turn 4, but nothing going quite yet from there. Jacko as well, trying to move up the grid, with Mr. Joker being on those hards. Not an unexpected start from him going on hards. He's going to find it very difficult to try and weave his way through the pack, where Jacko's going to find it a little bit easier. Saffron City going a little bit wide through turn 10, and then that allows Mystic to take the move and get her done. Money Mad going deep into 11. Elton and Jacko taking the position as well. And now Mystic doing a really good job of keeping solid traction as well as getting really good pace. And looks like he's got the move done on Money Mad. He's got the full car length ahead. So yeah, he's up into the top 10. Jacko as well into 9th. But Money Mad gets a little bit of the slipstream. Being on the softs, maybe able to dive down into the turn, out braking Mystic, but he actually sits in behind. It looks like a little bit of a tap went on there with him in Saffron City. JG Fishing, IG Fishing now, ends up going down the grid a little bit there, going off and too deep through 14. 16 total turns make up the Shanghai circuit, where we see about 5 in Sector 1, 5 in Sector 2, and 6 in Sector 3, so a fairly evenly mapped out circuit. But one that can be fun, but also can be a little bit tedious. It's got some decent passing opportunities, but the one going into turn 1 can be a little bit difficult. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I had a pretty good yawn there. I had a very long day at work. Nikki, imagine being a dingus with the subscription with his Amazon Prime. Thank you very much for stopping by here, dingus. Knuckles going wide. Jacko going around the inside line. Looks like he's got the move done. DRS as well. And Mystic is a banger of a run out of turn 13, and he's into the slipstream and potentially looking at a pass on Knuckles. Jacko going to the inside and trying to outbrake Valentine, and kind of takes the position as well as the racing line throughout the rest of the turn. Subtle but Hole, first of the leaders to blink it into the pit. Mystic Joker's going to continually try to move up and stay close to Jacko here. Jacko is on the mediums, and we'll go to tires right now and see what is happening there. So the bottom 6 drivers have all pitted at least once. With Knuckles into the pit now as well. So IG Fishing should be pitting fairly soon here. But come on, is anyone in the chat? No one wants to talk? It's What's going on? Okay, Thomas here. Getting really close to Settle But Hole. Looking at the overtake, as both are just fresh out of the pit, and not much room is left for Cake around the outside there, as he had a really good run going into turn 6, but nothing was given, and he's going to try and make that ground up. He did get a little bit of a tap, but he's got all of his wings, sporting a nice purpley bleu livery there, as well as a little bit of pink. So nice livery, my guy. I dig. Here we go. There we go. We got some moves going on there. Mr. Joker does get fully past Valentine, but Valentine breaks very deep, and it goes right past Mystic Joker into the turn. Being on those softs, has a little bit more confidence. And actually, Mystic Joker pitted early for the hards. Jacko finds himself up into 3rd. Mystic still in 6th on the hards, now trying to work through a very wily opponent in Valentine here. Valentine being on those mediums, Mystic is going to want to try and get past him as soon as possible. But here we go, Unholy Red Eye. One of the drivers that I'm not too familiar with, trying to go all the way around the outside through turn 1, but nothing going there for JG. Settle But Hole maybe in a little bit of trouble here as he gets overtaken by Cake, and now Cake is trying to pull away here. Initially had the lead to start this race. Hash, we'll have to see what the difference is when Hash comes into the pit. Mystic once again getting real close on to Valentine. He should be able to pass him here. Valentine has held him off for one full lap, and it's kind of hurt him quite a bit as 5 seconds separate Valentine and Jacko, where before Mystic was right close onto Jacko, but Valentine gets a really good run out of turn 13, and Mystic can't fight back. Valentine goes deep, and Mystic goes for a switchback here. Nearly alongside him, forces Valentine into a worse racing line here, so Mystic should have some solid pace coming around the final turn, which he does, and gets to overtake real early Monkey Mafia into the pit. Snow Possible's getting fairly close to Knuckles. Oh! Fishing crashes out. Or doesn't crash out, I should say. That spins out. Just around turn 4, it is. And finds himself going down the order quite a ways, as being on those fresh softs sometimes are not the temperature that you would prefer. I think that may have been the case there, but ZGS and Kaz, a couple of our long-time Midwest drivers here, they've been in the league for quite a while, and I've seen quite a bit of racing from those two, and they can have a pretty decent day. And onto it, looks like Kaz is that he's already pitted, and ZGS has yet to. But ZGS still wants a very solid pace, but still needs to pit in this race, so a lot of that time will be lost. Hash gets overtakes Settle But Hole, as that was initially the race for the lead. Jinnit to win it is into the pits. Valentine should be coming in fairly soon here. Yep, look at me go. Now 5.6 seconds separates Jacko and Mystic, so Mystic has got a lot of work to do. Random Serious as well, looking at a podium, so we may have a little bit of a redo of what we had last night in Interlagos. Might be bringing over the same podium to Brazil, as Random Serious is sitting on 3rd with Jacko 1st and Mystic 2nd. Kaz looking like he's got 4th fairly locked up, but now actually the Best Pawns is finding himself fairly close here. The Best Pawns is making a little bit of ground here, and He's got to get past ZGS, or at least he's got to stay close to Kaz. His 4th place is still very much up for grabs for that driver. But Jinnit to win it as well, not too far out of the battle. On some fresh softs, we know how good of a couple of laps he can pump out here, so let's see how hard he can pump China. As Jinnit, the Uke, by Uke I mean United Kingdom, although Uke normally stands for Ukraine, so that doesn't really work either. So you know. Jinnit to win it, trying to make his way around track and catch up. Won't get DRS, even though he's catching up to Unholy Red Eye here. He finds himself 7th after a pit stop, so he's looking pretty good here. But he's going to have one of our better drivers in Jinnit to win it, hunting that position down. The best pawns and ZGS are getting into a little bit of a tussle there. Looks like the best pawns was past him for a mere moment there, but ZGS has to chalk it and come into the pit anywho. So Jinnit now overtakes Unholy Red Eye here, moves up into 6th, and can see 5th place not too far away, being on those fresh softs. So best pawns as well. You can see the 4th place driver not too far ahead. Kaz right there. Best pawns can feel the heat. Jinnit, a little bit of a tap, gets a really good run out of 4 and already gets the overtake. Just simply, that's a difference in tire compound there. Best pawns can't do much, especially with a talented driver like Jinnit in behind. So Pawns moves back to 6th. Jinnit is now going to hunt down Kaz, and Pawns is hoping that he can slow him up ever so slightly, but Pawns also has Unholy Red Eye just sitting in behind him. Ooh, Mystic Joker picks up a penalty, so that's going to hurt his chances there. As Elma Jacko kind of, I wouldn't say goes for a gamble, but picks the better strategy there. And oh, Jinnit to win it actually, tries to send it around the outside, gets a little bit of oversteer there, and swings out past in front of Kaz, but is able to save it, and then continue on to re-overtake just after the turn of 13 down the straight with DRS. Is into 4th place, goes Jinnit to win it. So we're literally going to get this exact same top 4 as we got last night tonight if it finishes right now. Who was 5th? Who was 5th? Christ's sakes, who was 5th? Who was 5th? For the life of me, I cannot remember. And okay. And I resubscribed for a tier 1 subscription for 6 months now. Good on me. Thank you, me. So that's 3 subscriptions coming in tonight. 3 renewals, we can say, coming in tonight. Best Pawns is still trying to work on Kaz there, but Jinnit is up into 4th and separating himself from the drivers behind us. Now it's Exul. Sweet. I like Sweet, but that's not his name. Sounds French. ZGS working on Saffron City here. A last minute addition for tonight's race. And he's working himself into 15th right now. But ZGS should be able to get past him fairly easily here. Coming down very long straight. And through and away. And ooh, Hash is actually working his way back up the order here on those softs. Fairly fresh, 3 laps deep. Best Pawns gets overtaken and drops down into 7th. Kaz is next on Hash's hit list here. And ooh, still an Impossible Bacon seem to be battling around turn 1, as well as Valentine, teammate of Impossible Bacon, and another league from what they've told me, are still duking it out as well. As is Knuckles and ZGS, and it looks like ZGS comes out on top of that battle, so we'll get back onto the battle for 11th place here. So, Still plenty of driving here. Only a lap and a half left, and Impossible Bacon gives the position virtually to Valentine, going a little bit wide. Cake and Unholy Red Eye battling it out, but Cake's got the advantage on tires there. Gets the overtake into 8th. Unholy Red Eye sitting in 9th right now. Doing for a fairly solid debut for his stream viewership, more what I mean, in debut. Hash as well gets to overtake onto Kaz. Hash into 5th, having a fairly solid race, dropping a couple positions from initial start, but still doing well. Unholy Red Eye actually moving up 10 spots, so fairly decent from him. Fairly decent, I mean, a very solid job. Monkey Mafia, not what you want to see, moving down 14 positions, but he's going to get into a battle with Knuckles and Saffron City, so I'll have to see what Saffron can do there. And oh no, what happened to Random Serious? He must have had some sort of spin out here. Does he have damage to his wing? No, running an all-black car here. He's onto the last lap with some hards, and they're 11-lap old hards, and Jinnit looks like it's gonna... Why do I talk? It was all set to be the podium of last. I mean, good for Jinnit to win. I'm not going to be sad or disappointed at all that Jinnit's getting a podium, but it was just kind of funny how it was going to work out here, but it was all stripped away. And Exel overtakes Tuttle but Hole and goes into 10th place. Valentine as well, really trying to fight there. He's battling. And he's got the inside line, but man, just give me a good camera angle. Subtle but Hole gets pushed out wide, and Impossible Bacon now is actually looking at overtaking. As I'm trying to get a bloody camera angle here. But it looks like Subtle but Hole is going to drop back. Mystic Joker comes second, and Subtle but Hole loses another spot to ZGS. He's going to get DRS here. Will ZGS? I'm not sure. Sorry, Jacko comes first, Mystic second, Jinnit third, Random Serious fourth. Subtle but Hole gets the overtake into 13th. Hash having a nice race into 5th. Kaz 6th, the best pawn 7th. Cake 8th. And ZGS does a good job of sending it around the outside, but we might have a little bit of a drag into the finish here if Subtle and Hole can get a good run out, but it doesn't look like he will. Cake Thomas 8th. Unholy Red Eye 9th. Sewell rounds out the top 10. Valentine 11th, Impossible 12th, ZGS 13th. Dissection going a little bit too deep into that turn. Saffron City in 15th, Monkey 16th, Knuckles 17th, Money 18th. I think that's JG Fishing, but it looks like IG Fishing in 19th, Dissection 20th. So that's how it's going to finish here. A couple more drivers to come over the line. This is actually... This is race week 16. Oh my god, this is... Oh god, what am I doing? This isn't race week 15, this is race week 16. Oh my god. But there you go, the podium is celebrated by Jacko, Mystic, and Jinnit. Jinnit collecting fastest lap as well. So we see the podium, Random Series just falls outside of it in 4th, Hash 5th, Kaz 7th, Pawns 8th, Kaz 6th, Pawns 7th, Cake 8th, Unholy Red Eye 9th. Are those eyes? Man, I think they are eyes. Sui 10th, Sewell 10th, Valentine 11th, Possible 12th to GS 13th, Saddleboat hole 14th. Got an Irish racing for us. Saffron 15th, Monkey 16th, Knuckles 17th, Money Matt 18th. That is a J. JG Fishing 19th, Section 20th. Sorry, I've got my poopy monitor that I'm using, so everything is 8-bit. I don't think Unholy Red Eye knows that I'm the broadcaster. Let's see how long I can mess with him. As he said, I'm half asleep. Sorry for the guys I hit. And I said, it's okay, I forgive you. And he said, sorry, bro. He says, and I'm gonna say, no worries. I'm a little drunk. Now, what am I drinking, you may ask? Well, today is National Gin and Tonic Day. Alright, impossible. I'm working on it. Let's see what he says there. Okay. So he said, I'm drunk and sleepy. When I said, well, I'm drunk, sleepy, and horny. And I think I won. National Gin and Tonic Day. Gin and tonic is my drink. I need to celebrate my day. Okay? So if any of you has got a problems, you can message my manager. She does have Discord, but she only used it to play Among Us a couple times. But I don't think she'd want to deal with it. So don't message my manager. I guess you can message me. Actually, message Pork. No, message Tim Lee. Yeah, if you have a problem, message Tim Lee. Tim Lee will fill in for my international gym correspondent, Michelle, which is the name of my girlfriend. It's just, it's funny to say. Come on. If you've seen Dodgeball, it's a good movie. It's a funny movie, alright? Who doesn't like Dodgeball? It's a solid flick. But International Gin Day, what am I drinking? We're in Monza here, by the way. If you haven't noticed, sunny day. Looks like it's going to be a fun race. I'm drinking Empress 1908. So 1908, I'm assuming, because that's the year that the hotel was opened. Now, if you know anything about Canada, you've heard of the city of Victoria, capital city. Surprisingly to some, to me, capital city of British Columbia, the province that I call home. But I am more closer to Vancouver than I am to Victoria. Victoria, a very historic city. And Vancouver, I don't believe, has ever been the capital of British Columbia, if any of you are curious. Before Victoria, the capital of British Columbia was New Westminster. If you know anything about Vancouver, you're like, what? New Westminster? No way. And you're like, yeah, New Westminster, it's a very old city. Yeah, it's an old city, kind of boring. Sucks driving through New Westminster because if there's one accident anywhere, the whole city locks up. And I know that because my girlfriend's from New Westminster. So, Frozen. Uh-oh. Glitch lobby. I want to get a friend in here, man. Someone join me. Oh. Money Matt and Knuckles. What the hell's going on here? Money Matt left. Are we starting? What's going on? There's glitched cars everywhere. We gotta chalk the lobby. VSC, cars spinning out everywhere. No, it's called Friday Night Madness. Okay, everyone's leaving. Alright. So I will leave. Okay. Alright. I need to load another drink. So now, you're thinking, you know what? Crash McQueen is drinking. He's probably not gonna be smart. But you know what I do? I bring the ice to me. What? But Crash. Shh. Just fucking missed my cup. Did you hear that? I can slam the ice on the ground. Alright, okay. Okay. Another one here. Alright. I have enough ice for 2 more drinks. Okay? As well as I got Empress. Now here. Empress Gin. Okay? Crafted in collaboration with the iconic Empress Hotel. In Victoria, BC, Empress 1908 gin used 1908 was the last time that the Chicago Cubs won the World Series before 2016. My favorite baseball team, BT Dubs, Chicago Cubs. Gin uses delicate butterfly. My girlfriend's in love with Chris Bryant. A delicate butterfly pea blossoms to create its jewel tone and superior balance. Add tonic or citrus and watch the spirit transform. Now I gotta be. Now, where's the description? It's purple. It's purple gin. Delicate butterfly pea blossoms to create its jewelry tone. Okay, so it's delicate butterfly. So the gin's purple. Okay, so you know how heavy of the gin you've made once the color of the gin is more purple. Okay, so the more purple that the gin gets, the better. Okay. I think I'm getting Knuckles in here. Okay. Ice is in the cup. Gin is in the cup. Tonic soon to follow. Knuckles, how you doing, my guy? Now, are you made sure that you've got your audio sharing settings on? I should be able to. I should One second, I've got my screen beside me. Okay, so I don't hear it on the stream, so you're gonna have to go in and check quickly. Make sure it's on share. Yes, I believe. Do you want to share party audio? From what I believe. Palms. So, are you in Vancouver now? Yeah. What? Are you trying to be patient zero? Oh. Oh, okay, there you go. That's good. Yeah, I hear some people take the vaccination different to others. But that's probably not something that I should talk about while I'm drunk. Oh, they've heard worse. Yeah. Yeah. Friday night's low. So you don't even have to worry about viewership. Okay, I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up on my phone. Yeah. Okay, I still can't hear. Weird. Yeah. Sharing and broadcast. Broadcast. Try backing out and then coming back in the party. Sometimes that works. Well, while you do that, are you a gin and tonic kind of guy? Oh yeah. Now, see, the only reason that I got into gin and tonic was because of Ryan Reynolds. See, of course he made his gin, so I'm like, and as well as it was timing that my friend was hosting a black tie. So I was like, well, I can't be just going and drinking beer. I need to be presentable. So I was like, you know what, it works out perfectly. Let's try some gin. And okay, so tonic goes well with gin from what I've heard. So let's give that a go. And man, the first sip, I went up to my buddy. I'm like, these things are dangerous. Like I don't know why it sits with me the way that it does, but it's just like the best tasting thing of my life. And yes, Empress Gin from Victoria. Yeah, yeah, right. I mean, it's such like it's I don't know. It's so. I mean, Victoria's really nice. I mean, have you been to Victoria? Really? Okay, so I still can't hear you in the stream. Maybe just try backing out and then joining back. That's worked before. Mm. So we got.
Oh, there we go. I just switched it to allow my. It was in the party settings chat. Always allow voice to be shared.
Oh, there it is. Let me just make sure. Should catch up in a second here. Yep, you're good. Alright, we're Gucci. Good stuff. Okay. So Victoria and wine tasting. Have you gone to Kelowna for wine tasting?
Yes, however, I was 14 at the time.
Oh, so you got to drink the sparkling apple juices and stuff, right?
You know what? They were pretty good about it. But I was too young to be DD, so I think my parents didn't care one way or another.
So I remember, okay, so I'm a big baseball guy. So Kelowna was big for baseball tournaments every year. So every year we'd go. My parents would go on these wine tasting trips with everyone else. As we got Hash standing first, Jinnit to win it in a really good spot up second. We'll have to see what he can do going into turn one. But it looks exactly lost a couple of spaces, maybe back down into fifth place early on here. What can the chaos of turn one bring us here? And yeah, a little bit of chaos as the section moves all the way down. We're getting a little bit of force feedback from Knuckles' wheel there.
Oh shit, sorry.
You're good. I'm just pissing around. Alright, Jacko, subtle but whole, battling into, let me pull up my track map here, into turn 4. Through turn 5, Jacko has position. Mystic Joker right now sitting ahead of Jacko, so we'll have to see what that battle goes on throughout the race. But Saffron City working on Impossible Bacon here. And you've got a little bit of Subtle but Hole in behind you. Have you battled him much before? Oh no, Knuckles! Bins it. Broken Wing back of the pack is what it is, but that's where Cinderella stories are created. Mystic Joker is trying to
go for the classic soft hard strategy.
Mystic Joker working on the best pawns here into the slipstream, trying to come down into turn 1, but nothing quite going yet. Valentine working in first position. Kaz gets a move done on Saffron City, but Saffron's got the inside line into turn 1. And, ooh, who the heck sent that? That was Jinnit to win it. Licks the stamp and pumps it down into turn 1. Gets the move done, but I think it may have been illegal as he gives the position back. But, okay. So, every year, Kelowna got some amazing wineries, right? Lovely stuff. Beautiful. Now being older and being able to actually experience it and going from winery to winery and just drinking the whole time, Oh, winery tours are the best. There's this place in Abbotsford as well that does COVID-safe bubble wine tastings. So they'll give you a flight of different wines, as well as you can pay a little extra for either a dinner or or like a charcuterie board, and it's just like you're in your own like segregated bubble, and it's kind of cool. And they just bring you drinks.
That's neat.
And
Yeah, me,
just
my whole family's in Abbotsford area, so.
Oh, so yeah, you know it. Jeanette working on Sephiron City gets the move done. Wait, so if you're from Toronto and you're not a Leafs fan, like who do you support? Are you a Sens fan? Or are you one of the few?
No, I'm a Red Wings fan.
Red Wings fan? And you haven't gotten shot?
I almost got shot when I was in Detroit, but that's another story for another time.
Oh my god, okay. Money Matt and the Best Palms battling it out around turn 7 there. Gonna work into a Scary here. Money Matt's getting a little bit of ghosting going on here, kind of confusingly enough. Impossible Bacon gets past Settlement Hole, coming into a Scary, and takes 9th place. Settle Hole kind of takes a little bit less of a racing line there and kind of pushes himself back a little bit as well, taking a big piece of that curve around 10, and by doing so allows Janet to win it to get around him, as he doesn't give himself a good enough run out while being on the softs, and he looks like he's got a better... and goes a little bit deep into the turn, and he spins out and moves down the grid. And on board with Knuckles. So what, was it Stevie Y? That was the guy that made you a Red Wings fan?
No, you know what? It was actually Gordie Howe, and my family has an interesting history with Gordie Howe and the Red Wings, so that's where my
is he your dad?
Fandom started. He is not my dad, no,
okay.
But my grandfather was his publicist back in the day.
No shit, eh?
Yeah.
Mr. Hockey himself.
That's right. So my family went to all the hockey camps down in the States, in Detroit there, and met all the Red Wings, and so it was kind of just fell into my lap to be a Red Wings fan.
Okay, so how old were you? How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, so 89 is actually your birth year then, eh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, alright. So, alright. Got Gordie Howe's Wikipedia up here. And... okay, so you must have been some sort of ambassador, then, for the Red Wings.
What do you mean by that?
Because he, at the time, was retired before you were even born.
Oh, yeah, no. My grandfather was Gordie Howe's publicist.
Okay, so that was
like
after.
back in the day when he played. So my entire family since then has been, we've all been Red Wings fans because we've all kind of followed that heritage. And my dad, when he was a kid, went to Detroit Red Wings hockey camps and met all those guys and hung out with them and stuff like that.
Okay. No, I don't want to one-up you here, but I met Ryan Kessler.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't want to have to bring that one out. But
so early in our relationship.
Yeah,
geez.
I know. You forced me into it. No, he's kind of an asshole. Whatever. But he's had, you feel for the guy because he's come out with a lot of, like, injury problems and, like, being in that NHL mindset of just going out and playing the game no matter how injured you are. Because it's either my leg's got to be off or I can't be breathing for me not to play the game. And that was kind of the mindset that he had, and he's really paying the price in his early 30s or mid 30s right now, being on long-term injury reserve right now with the Ducks. So, speaking of the Ducks, have you had a chance to watch the new Mighty Ducks?
I have not. I have a tremendous trepidation for the fact that it's not going to live up to my childhood memories of the originals.
See, now I went last week. I took the Friday off, and I went golfing with my buddy, and so he watched it because it was the weekend, Friday, Good Friday. So he watched it the night before with his dad, who we were actually golfing with, and so he got over. Supposedly, he got he got lost in the nostalgic sauce. And
Oh,
it's like,
jeez.
he's like, oh, it's not bad, and then his dad's just like shaking his head like, Brody, Brody, it's not the good movie. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I need to watch it for myself though, but I mean, that may have been something. You know what? They could have done it well. They brought back Emilio Estevez to play Gordon Bombay, as well as that lady from. Now I call her that bitch from Gilmore Girls, but my girlfriend gets mad at me when I do that because she likes Gilmore Girls.
Right.
So. But back up in 16th you go. I'll even be your crew chief here. To section is 7.5 gap between you. And I'm gonna say top 10 not looking good here. You're just gonna have to ride out this race and hope for a couple of mistakes here to gain position.
Hey, you know what? What is it? I think I made up 10 positions last night, so I'm still riding that high, so I don't really care what happens too much tonight.
Okay, there you go. See, now I can somewhat relate with you, because being a Detroit fan in a Maple Leafs kind of world, I'm an Oilers fan in a Vancouver world.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of me put into a corner and me bringing out my self-defense in regards to getting chirped constantly about the Oilers, and especially how bad the Oilers were for all those years in dealing with the first overall picks. And you know what? Just because you get a first overall pick doesn't mean that your team's going to be instantly good. Like, people got to understand that. When you got a meathead behind the wheel leading the charge, he's not going to instantly turn the team good. First overall pick doesn't solve everything. Ask Buffalo. But hey, you know what? Whatever. Let's throw it on Liam. We got a lot of cars in the pits here. Looks like we've got 6 coming in, changing tires. Quite a few throwing on some mediums here. Sefron's gonna throw on mediums as well. Random Series actually throwing on some softs, so we'll have to see how he's gonna be able to work those with the rest of this race here. Now, I don't know. It was kind of weird because all my favorite sports teams were always so bad for so long that I was so used to them being so bad for so long.
See, I went the other way with that. I had, the Red Wings won they were in the playoffs 26 straight years.
Oh,
and many cups, some fantastic rivalries with Colorado in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then the last 5 years have been, a little bit painful.
You got
so I've gone
Dylan
the other
Larkin.
way on that spectrum.
Yeah, right. See, now, like, NFL, do you support NFL?
I'm neither here nor there on the NFL. I'm not a big fan, though.
Do you have a team?
No. If I were to pick a team, I would pick, I don't know, anyone but the Patriots.
Okay, there you go. Okay, English Premier League soccer.
No. I'm North American sports with the exception of F1.
Okay, MLB.
Yeah, what about it?
Okay, what team?
Well, obviously the Jays.
Okay. I guess, okay, alright. See, now, this has been the story of Crash McQueen's life. So, I grow up, get my first video game, and play as the Chicago Cubs. Okay, and then from that point, and that year when I got my first video game, I was the Cubs in, like, T-ball baseball. So I went with the Cubs, and I just played the shit out of the Cubs. So Cubs became my favorite team. Okay, fast forward. I'm sitting on the couch watching a hockey game between the Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. I asked my dad, who's playing? He says, Dallas Stars and Edmonton Oilers. And he says, who are you going for? I said, I guess Edmonton. And I didn't even know that Edmonton was even in Canada at the time. But I said, I guess Edmonton. So from that point on, Edmonton was the only team that I knew because that was the earliest memory that I have of watching hockey, so I became an Oilers fan. They sucked as well. Okay? Same thing, sitting on the couch watching football with my dad. I say, who's playing? He says, Tampa Bay versus Green Bay. And I say, why does Tampa Bay not make themselves Red Bay? Because they're red. And Green Bay is green because they're green. That makes sense. Why are they Tampa Bay? They should be Red Bay. This was like when I was like 4 or 5, right? So my dad says, good point. So I chose Tampa Bay, even though I was angry that they didn't change it to Red Bay. And my dad still makes fun of me today that my favorite football teams should be named Red Bay. I mean, like, give it up, Dad. It was like 20 years ago. But,
you're carrying some resentment there, I think, from your childhood that we can discuss it later.
Who doesn't, though, right? Like, I don't know about you, but I got absolutely fucking shelled from my parents, man. Like, I couldn't do anything without getting roasted. But whatever, besides the point. Okay, Liverpool. I don't know why I'm a Liverpool fan, but I am. But they sucked for years. Okay, they were good in the 80s, but that's like way before I was born. So like, now they're trash, but now they're better. They're better. They're one of the best, but now they're fucking trash again. It's just like, come on. I can keep going. But I can't remember. Chicago Cubs. I said that, but they didn't win a World Series since 1908. How is like 5-year-old Liam supposed to know that?
So do you have posters of Hulkenberg on your wall then?
Yeah, right. I should get one. What am I doing? I need to just... No, but... See, like, I've got a poster of Brian Smith. Like, he was my boy. But you know what? Like, I should go with... But, you know, see, I was somewhat in, as we got a little bit of a battle for P3 here between Jinnit and Valentine, as Valentine is without a penalty, Jinnit is with one, so this battle is actually going to get really close, dependent on how Mystic and Hash kind of duke it out there, but you're actually closing the gap a little bit. To this section, you're holding it further. You're closing the gap. Keep pushing, man. You got it. Okay, but how did you get into Formula One? We'll start with the question there, as we're running out a little bit of time here, and I've got completely distracted with my woes of my sporting world. But long story short, my teams were all shit. Now they're all good, and I don't know how to react. But okay, take it away. How'd you get into F1?
I got into F1 with Drive to Survive the first season.
Okay.
Yeah. That was really my introduction to the sport. I remember being a kid and watching some of the, because that was like golden years of Schumacher. I was watching that, and I remember my stepdad taking me to the Indy in Toronto. But for the most part, I wasn't like a big race fan. I'd watch it if it was on, and I raced it more in video games than I watched on TV.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like I said, with Drive to Survive, did a good job of bringing lots of new people into the sport, myself included.
Oh, for sure. Now, in my case, I was kind of the same. Like, I knew Schumacher when I was a kid. Like, I'd watch Sportsnet over cartoons. So, like, kind of seeing the name constantly over and over again, you hear something, you obviously know, okay, well, this guy's good. And plus, myself being from German heritage, I'm very supported of my heritage. So, I was very supportive of him being a German, a Squarehead, such as myself. And so, once he kind of fell away from the sport, I didn't really pay much attention to it, other than, of course, Sebastian Vettel winning 4 titles in a row, and that was just something that I kind of paid attention to, but I never really followed closely. And
I gotta say, I think, I feel the same way, and I think it had something to do with the marketing machine that Red Bull was and is, right? Like, before, like, I knew of Ferrari racing, I knew of, Williams, and I knew Mercedes and McLaren, but, like, Red Bull was like, oh yeah, they're a fucking energy drink, but they've got an F1 car, and there's this guy, Sebastian Vettel, he's young, he's winning a lot. That was kind of my memory of that era, right?
Yeah, like he could be the next Schumacher the way he's going. And honestly, like, being like a fan of his, because I'm still now I'm going the opposite way, because I became a fan of his when he was good because he's German and I like Germans and he's good, so I'm going to support him, and he's a pretty good guy, honestly. Like, not many people can deny that they hate Vettel for just who he is, simply. Like, he's a decent guy, and he wins, so like, he's a good guy and he wins. You can't hate that. Or you can hate him winning, but blah blah blah. Besides the point. And so I completely lost my train of thought. I'm gonna.
I don't know. Do you want to pick up these guys for the last lap, though?
I mean, Mystic gets the overtake on Hash. Hash has a penalty, so there's nothing going there. Jinet's got a 6-second gap between himself and Valentine. Ooh, but here we go. It's actually a 6-second differential in penalties here, and Valentine is sitting at 6 seconds, nearly exactly separation between himself and Valentine's coming around the final corner, but it looks like Jinet to win it was able to make enough ground, and Valentine not helping his cause by spinning, trying to spin out like a penis. But Cake Thomas is actually the one who gets the podium here, so I think this is the first time I've seen Cake come over the line with the win. So
oh, nice, good job, Cake.
Or with not cool. The win, sorry, a podium, but well done, Cake. And then we got moving up and down the order here, but as well. Okay, here another question I always ask people that join in with me on the booth. Excuse me. How did you find out about MidWest?
How did I get in? I got in. Monkey recruited me, but I think I got in through the F1 2020 Facebook group. Yeah, I think that's how I found out about it.
Now, I look in every... there must be so many different Discords, because we've only started... We started July 30th last year. Like, would you think that we haven't even been around... Like, the Discord group hasn't even been around for a year? Like, could you even tell?
No, it seems like a very well-oiled machine.
Honestly, like... And a lot of that credit goes to Pork, and he runs the whole freaking thing off his phone. Like, isn't that like, it's crazy, honestly, to think about it. The guy runs 6 leagues off of his phone on Discord. Now, I run F2, which I'm done after next week. And man, I said I'd cover it, but I didn't think it was not that big of a headache. Once I got into the routine, it wasn't that bad. But whatever. Besides the point. F2 is just like, when I sit down, I'm like, I wake up usually on a Saturday morning, I'm like, okay, it's time to crush out the F2 points and whatnot. I just sit there and just like type away and put in names and this and that. And that guy does that 4 times over every weekend. And it's just like, and then he comes and races as well in the league. It's like, holy crap, the guy's a machine. But anywho, you want to come on, run us the order of how it finishes. You can see it too, can't you?
I went into the race director just to get some incidents. But we have Mystic Joker coming in first, Hash 9211 taking second, Cake in the third spot on the podium. F1 Jinet to win it right outside the podium, finishing fourth. Valentine, Elma Jacko, Monkey 5th, 6th, and 7th. Best Pawns, Random Serious, and Sui rounding out the top 10.
And I'll finish off the rest here. We got Saffron sitting in 11th, Cass 12th to Section in 13th, Money Matt 14th, Knuckles in 15th, you that being ZGS in 16th, Impossible 17th, and some Republic of Ireland flag in 18th, and I can't remember who finished in 19th. That's all I can remember. But I think this is the last week, honestly. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if there's going to be week 17 because there was no initial break week for Friday series. So
I'm sure the guys will put together some sort of exhibition. I know everyone's chomping at the bit to do something.
Fair enough. And yeah, so next season we're probably going to turn it into some sort of community event. Maybe ask other guys if they want to throw on any sort of fun activities, that being other video games or maybe some GTA races, because pretty much everyone underneath the sun has GTA, as it seems. because the game's been out for umpteen amount of years now. So maybe we'll do something around there. But yeah, we're kind of running to an end, and that potentially was our last Friday night series race. So a pretty good one there. Mystic finishing on the podium. I can't remember who else did, but yeah. You have anything to say? Do you like gin at all?
Yeah, it's all right. It's just not my go-to.
Why does it taste like pine to you? Because a lot of people says it tastes like pine.
No, I don't get that. No.
Okay.
I
See, now, I find that it either, like, it can taste like soap or it can taste like pine. I don't even taste the pine. Some can taste like soap. But, like, a good tasting soap.
No, I don't get soap either.
Now, I'm gonna be honest here. Every time I don't know why, like I'm an anomaly in a way, but every time I open a bottle of gin, I make sure I get my nose like right to the edge of the bottle, because the first whiff of when the bottle is first opened to smell the different flavors is the best, and as well as smelling the cork. Like,
I like it. It's got to air out a bit.
Like, as soon as you pop it, and you just get smacked right in the teeth with those, like, oh, I love it. But, I'm an anomaly in a way. So, I'm still coping with how my teams are good now.
Most people drink because they're terrible. I think you drink because they're good.
Yeah, dude, honestly, I'm not used to. Like, I was walking around high school, like, hey, your team's in the Stanley Cup playoffs? Yeah, mine's going for first round draft pick, pussy. Like, first overall. It's just, I don't know. It's something I'm not used to. But now the big thing is, to continue this for the last final statement, is that now Liverpool, like you said, you don't pay attention to English Premier League. Okay, so Liverpool was not crap, but they weren't that good for a little bit of while as I was getting into English Premier League. Then they got really good out of nowhere, got really, really good, like best team in the world good, and then 2021 hit, and then they turned into absolute dog shit again, out of absolutely nowhere as well. So now I'm just like, why did you have to be good in the first place? You got me used to being good, and then you go back to your old ways, and now I'm just like absolutely distraught and heartbroken. It's just a roller coaster of emotions.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Yeah, exactly, right. But all right, let's bring this to an end here. You want to close the stream, or you want to say your goodbyes, and I will?
I'll say my goodbyes. You can sign off for the last Friday night stream. Right. Thanks for having me, though.
No worries, man. Thanks for coming in and letting me chat away. Now, see, I was wanting to get Monkey Mafia in here as well, because I want to. So Monkey Mafia, Clogmonger, Pork Chops, and Helg, they all work in the same company.
Right. Yeah. So I've heard.
Yeah. So they all work for the same place. As well as myself, Noganator, OG Northerner, and Dead Text Message, we all work for the same company too. So just like separately, like different sides of North America, or different areas of North America, right? So I was wanting to ask him if, whenever this whole thing is kaput and I can go into the States, would I be allowed to work a day with them, like for free? I would love to do that. I don't even care what the hell I do. I could just sweep the whole day. I want to just work with them for a day. I feel like it'd be hilarious. I don't know. It's just...
Well, my favorite is when, like, I'll, say something to Monkey, and he's like, I don't know, I gotta ask Pork. I was like, just turn your chair. Don't you, like, sit right beside him?
Yeah. So, yeah, they work in a shirt, athletic wear printing shop.
Right.
So, from what I've heard is that Clog, Pork, and Monkey all work down in the warehouse, and Helg is up at the desk. But Helg, from what I understand, is the worst, has the worst literature out of all four of them, even though he's up in the office. So it's a little entertaining, to say the least. But okay, you gonna say goodbye to the wifey on stream? Is she gonna watch?
No, she's most definitely not.
Yeah, no. My girlfriend's like, are you doing that again? I'm like, I don't know. It's entertaining. I like it. But yeah, okay, I'll bring it to a close here. But yeah, you know what? Thanks for tuning in again. It was different to meet a Detroit Red Wings fan from Toronto. That's an anomaly in itself. I mean, how many friends were you able to make in Toronto as a Red Wings fan?
I mostly made enemies, so.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay, so we're in the same boat there. But yeah, that's it for us here at the Midwest F1 League. Have a good rest of your week. We are done for our Wednesday, Thursday, Friday segments of the Midwest F1 League. Multiplayer series is in the books, and I think it's in the books forever, but we'll have to see if there's week 17 in the future here. But we are going to be back Wednesday with our final F2 series as we're going to close out Season 2 as well. Thursday, Division 1 is in Abu Dhabi, so be sure to check out that and see what the championships are up for grabs, and points and positions as relegations are all being thrown around everywhere, and we'll see who moves up, who moves down, and then we will be back for Season 3 with a lot of different team changes. So be sure to check that out. Instagram, Twitter, go give us a follow. Just search up Midwest F1 League and you can see where we are at. YouTube, check it out. We appreciate all the side views as well as the comments. If you do leave one, we love it. I don't think we've actually got much of a comment so far, so if you want to leave one, be sure to do so. But Friday night is in the book. Saturday afternoon, if you're in Australia, we are done. We'll be seeing you Wednesday. Have a good rest of your week and enjoy what is hopefully sunny for you. It is going to be for me, and I'm golfing tomorrow, so I'm going to enjoy that. But thank you again. Knuckles, say goodbye if you can.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.
Yes, that is it. See you later.